Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to your Love Connection Tarot Oracle Guidance Divination and the second half of the month of December readings for every single zodiac sign, and the very last reading of the year, which is kind of funny to say, but it's true. Now, in my normal fashion, for those that are new, I will be reading, as I said, for each sign, starting at Aries, ending at Pisces. And today, I'm reading for the beautiful earth element and mutable sign that is Mercury ruled, intelligent, grounded, hardworking, very selfless in many ways. And that's the sign of Virgo. Virgo, I like this time for you, and it's like this every year with a few very important exceptions. So I'll touch base on a little bit of the astrological planetary energies that are affecting all of us, but some of us more for various reasons. You would be one of those people now because we're in the middle of the ending in the next week of Sagittarius season, entering into Capricorn season, which is an earth sign, which is your fellow earth sign, which reminds you of a lot of things that you feel and gravitate towards, and fundamental values are very similar. It also represents winter solstice, which is a change of season, which also affects all of us, sometimes more than we even realize. I'm noticing the effects. I always do. I feel like I want to just hibernate, with the time change and the weather changing and getting colder and so forth. But all wonderful things that we can kind of, I would say, look forward to for their differences, and knowing that it's something we kind of can rely on as being substantial and, practical and routine is what I guess I'm trying to say. But that's very status quo for the energies of earth elements. Now, you are a mutable sign, as I said, so you're very open and eager for new ideas, new ways of seeing the world and communicating and being with people. And the mind is very important. You're a very intelligent sign, Virgo, and you like to continue to learn and grow and expand your mind, your thoughts. Mercury is a fast-moving planet that represents speed and calmness and clarity of mind and thought, ideas and sharing that sort of thing. Your fellow Mercury ruled planet sign is that of Gemini, and we just happen to be having the full moon in Gemini on the 18th or 19th, depending on where you're located. So this is about communication once again, and ideas and inspiration and motivation. We've also had the series of eclipses have been in Sagittarius and Gemini, and that's no longer happening. Though the North Node, which is an important part of our lives, the North, the way we're looking forward, our paths, our destinies, our purpose, has been in Gemini. So it has so much to do with how we're expressing ourselves or wanting to be heard and seen for change and being justice and justified and fair about it, and open to ideas and sharing and teaching and learning as an air sign that Gemini is. So there's an interesting, connection right there for this time for you. But overall, Virgo, I like the time of Capricorn for you because it feels more peaceful, it feels calmer, it feels more, synergetic with you and who you are. Mind you, we just had the two huge eclipses that we're still feeling the effects of. We will for 5-6 months or more. Because the last one in the lunar eclipse in Taurus, which is also your fellow earth sign, a very powerful presence, fixed sign, ruled by Venus, the full lunar partial eclipse that happened on the 19th of November, still affecting us, will be part of the upcoming year and a half plus of the series of eclipses that will occur and continue to. So we're still kind of feeling what that effects meant, the Venus aspect, the money, the love, the relationships in our lives, the passions, the sensuality, the feelings, the grounded, the things you can touch, feel, imagine, intuition comes into it, you know, our natural gifts, our higher powers, all combined. That's affecting us. And then the new solar eclipse that happened in Sagittarius on the 4th of December, still riveting, you know, still part of Sagittarius season. So ideas, inspiration, truth gets revealed, adventure, travel, foreign lands, foreign cultures, even if it's not physical travel, it's in our mind. And the idea to just keep ourselves open and positive with the Jupiter ruled aspect of Sagittarius, to know that we can be and become whatever we choose. We have to feel it and know it with everything we are. And you have the depth of that for sure. You're deeply, deeply passionate people, I think, the earth signs. You know, they don't always express it in the ways that fiery signs might, and you may be more conservative in the way you do things. You're certainly organized and you are a perfectionist in a lot of ways. You know that, Virgo. And there is no perfection. So it's something I think Virgos learn in the lifetime of knowing that we're in an imperfect world and imperfections are welcome, right? And a huge part of what really exists. It's that vulnerability that I think is a big portion of that. But having said that, these energies are big, they're strong. Venus has been in the sign of Capricorn. I knew I was going to say something else. So in conjunction with the idea of the full moon lunar eclipse in Taurus that's ruled by Venus, Venus is also in Capricorn, Earth, you know, and it's also going retrograde on December 19th till a month, till the 29th, give or take a little more, of January, and staying in there during the shadowy period through March 3rd, a very long extended stay. Venus retrograde is all of the things I mentioned and the attributes of Venus being more internalized, like with Mercury retrograde, something you're familiar with because you're ruled by Mercury. I think you get affected more than all of us, but we all get affected. We're in Mercury retrograde phase half of the year. So it's something we kind of become attuned to and recognize, okay, this isn't the time I want to do this per se. You could, and it can happen. You just have to maybe redo things. And also with love and Venus in retrograde, it is about relationships. It's about, you know, being really true to ourselves and what we really want. What are we looking for? What are we asking for? What are our deepest desires when it comes to love and relationships and money? And, you know, sustenance as an earth sign are grounded, rooted, you know, long-term inventions and ventures. I threw the inventions in there because it could be. You know, Capricorn is a cardinal. They're about initiation and pioneering. Their whole MO, if you will, is about success, and that's how they look at life. Let's just keep climbing that ladder, and you know, and there's nothing stopping them. They're ruled by Saturn. That's the taskmaster that keeps them on track and keeps things right, and they amass great wealth because of it. They're patient, they're tolerant, they're steadfast in what they do, super reliable, you know. They enjoy hard work. They enjoy getting their feet in the, you know, their hands in the soil and just watching the benefits of what they do, reaping the rewards for sure. So lots to be said about the second half of the month of December for sure. But I'm going to pick your highlighted connection, Virgo, that Spirit would like you to know about specifically. And as I say, this is about another person or sign that is going to be relative for some reason. I don't know in what way. It could be romantic, it could be friendship-wise, family, it could cater to all those. In fact, earthly kind of energies do prone to be things of that nature. Anything that has to do with our sustenance, our lives, our, you know, families, friends, and so forth. Interactions, you know, jobs, way that we make money and such is affected during the earth element times as well, or more so, I would say. It's affected every time, every year, and every day. I'll get it out there, I promise. But it's more of that grounded feeling, which is nice, because at the end of the year, I think a lot of us want to kind of really stop and think about where we've been, what's happened. The celebrations are around, you know, and if, for all of you celebrating whatever holiday you celebrate, I wish you a very incredibly loving, safe, warm-hearted, joyful time, because I really believe that's what it's about. And the older you get, you realize that, and it's such a blessing to have it. So your highlighted connection, if, like I said, you may not know or connect or resonate right away, give it some time because, oh, it's Taurus. Wow. There you go. There's the triad. There's your Virgo, this Taurus mentioning of, that powerful influence of this full lunar eclipse. And then the next eclipses will all be in Sagittarius, in Taurus and Scorpio. And that's very important for you. So I'm thinking a lot of beautiful possibilities with that being your same element. And you really being able to resonate and work with that and grow from that in wonderful ways. But also, I know a lot of, from the years of study and just relationships and clients and such, of Virgos and Tauruses that are together, because you just really work well together. And you do both appreciate hard work and the glory and the luxury that it brings to you. And you have that deep, deep, long-term commitment type of attitude about love and your, priorities and what those things mean to you. And you like to think in long term. You don't do anything just kind of fly by night. It's deep and it's steady and it's for the long term. So yeah, I love that. That's perfect. And then once again, going into Capricorn season with Venus in there, regardless of being in retrograde, it still has its power. It just changes it up a little bit. And as I said, it becomes more introspective. So there'll be things brought up. There'll be new commitments to be made in long-lasting relationships that have already existed. There'll be new possibilities, of course, for relationships. And that's always a wonderful part of life. I don't think we could live without them. I really don't. I think we found that out in this last year, especially how much and how important it is to have connections that are, reciprocated, of course, but just from your heart, just the loving, genuine feeling you get from being around people, helping people. I think that's a theme as well in the years to come, is more of a collaboration. And, as we go into the air element, more predominantly, it's mind, it's thought, it's ideas and action, with all the other aspects into play, but working together more, sharing the ideas in a way of fairness and justice for everybody. The highest good for everybody is the whole sentiment there. But I'm going to pick your 4 major categories for this highlighted connection, Virgo, but also all of your relationships. Okay, so hopefully there's something that's going to reach out to you and you'll feel a connection with this reading today. And I'm using the beautiful Art Nouveau Tarot that I had used and received as a gift 2 Christmases ago now. And I love it. It's got little shimmery bits of gold in every one of the cards. And the sun's out today. It's a beautiful, crisp, beautiful day just prior to our December winter storm we're about to be having, which is welcome, believe me, in the Northern American section of, California, United States, because we are sorely lacking in that. So I welcome it and give great thanks for that. And so overall energy, first category is the overall energy bringing you to the reading, basically, okay? And if you haven't had a chance to watch the beginning of the month readings, you might want to check that out as a comparison and notable difference in the energies from the fiery, beautiful Sagittarius to the more calming, let's just be around each other and take in the moment and take our deep breaths and watch our bodies and watch our minds and our spirits as we enter into a whole new, paradigm of wonderful, magical things, right? That's the whole mindset to keep. And that's what Sagittarius believes and brings into it. And so how phenomenal that you, of course, as an earth sign, would receive overall energy as a Ace of Pentacles. Number 1, Pentacles being the earth element. Yes, it has to do with finances and money. The mighty dollar, the coin. But it's about the wealth in so many areas, Once again, your practical earthly needs and desires, and something phenomenal starting for you, something new, transformational, something you've been dreaming about, hoping about, whether it has to do with relationships and the beginning of that to, a new job opportunity, entrepreneurial endeavor, just money coming in, inherited perhaps, who knows. Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus, which is, a very heavy player in the years to come. And it does bring unpredictability. Uranus is the planet of unpredictability, surprises, out of the blue, you know, new transformational things in inventing wise as far as technology or medicine. Very, very appropriate for this time with the, you know, vaccines and everything happening. And Uranus getting in that sign in 2018 prior to the COVID. So that is, that says a lot. It speaks a lot. It's these roadmaps, these you know, patterns and things that we can turn to and think, never knowing exactly what it'll mean, but pretty understandable once it's happening, because this is about Earth. This is about the environment and the people and the, you know, and everything involved with that. So I love it. It's time, you know, and we're all sensing that and feeling that with these eclipses, because they bring in new things and they take things out quickly. Sometimes it takes the 6 months plus that they will continue to bring information and energy towards us. But that's a beautiful one to end the year and start the new, right? In my opinion. Although, you know, astrology-wise, the new year is in March with Aries. So either way, absolutely beautiful energy, powerful, bright, you know, you create your life, you create your manifestations, and I feel like you're right on top of your game that way. And this Venus energy, regardless, like I said, retrograde or not, does involve money, does involve opportunities, magic, you know, using your magic and trusting in that, you know, using your incredible intuition, which would be amazing and spot on. And, you know, Jupiter goes into the sign of Pisces on the 29th. That is a water element. That is a water element of such incredible love and compassion that can be spread throughout this world, and so needed always, but especially now as we still continue to heal and work towards a new way of living and, you know, promise of the best we can imagine. Earth and water do extremely well. They're very, very active in, you know, creating with each other. And Pisces is a very creative and artistic and, you know, great at manifesting. Very much about the energy and the powers we have within us. And fully sharing that with us when it's in Jupiter, because it's actually very comfortable in the sign of Pisces. Jupiter is Pisces' more historical ruling planet. Neptune is the more modern. And yes, Neptune is in the sign, and it's actually stationed direct after the major amount of, you know, planets that were retrograde in September, October, November. A lot of imagination and creativity and possibilities and ideas, you know, with that mind, and then putting it into the feeling and the feeling of good truth and trust that it will come to pass and to fruition. Those are the two very key important elements with manifesting. So that I love. And then we have the second category, which is possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the Six of Swords. This is looking like a really beautiful reading, Virgo. The Six of Swords, first of all, the swords represent the air element, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. And I mentioned Aquarius has had Jupiter and Saturn in their sign. Jupiter will leave into Pisces, as I mentioned, but Saturn will stay in Aquarius for this entire year of 2022 on through, I think, March of 2023. Don't quote me on that. But the point is that there's still a lot of opportunities for mind growth, education, learning. You know, technology is going to be, I think it's phenomenal as it is. And I'm an older person that has seen these massive changes in really not that long a period of time, from the phone on the wall to what we have, and then it's just going to continue to go down the pike, and we're going to have things coming out we don't even know, and it's just going to blow our minds, but we can all benefit from it. That kind of energy with Aquarian energy. But point in case is 6 is moving away from difficulties. You've had your rough times, Virgo. We all have. I think we've done so incredibly well. I always focus on that first and foremost. Those that have gotten through it and are here and just we're keeping it moving. We know, you know, this is a lot, and it's something that's historical and it's never happened, but we're here, we're persevering, and I feel stronger and more appreciative probably than ever before in my life, and wanting to connect more and wanting to be of service and help people. It's just a very strong feeling, and I think the Pisces energy is bringing that through, because it really will. It's going to show all of us how big a hearts we really have and how important that is to have in our life. And it's there's a guide in the boat, so there's always a guide, whether it's our higher power or we're always being guided in life. There's always a co-creative energy working in our favor. And yeah, you're ready to move on. You're ready to make that change. This new beginning, this new Ace of Pentacles is really steering you in the right direction. And I love that. 6 is the year we're going to be having. We're in a 5-year now of challenges and change and fast movement. Well, maybe not fast enough for some people, but trust me, it's been quite fast. I think the year was incredibly fast, as everybody has been agreeing with, but it's going to continue to be fast like that. But 6 is a number of balance. It is the 6th house where, day-to-days and just keeping it real as far as maybe not overextending as much, spending more time with the people we love, less on a phone, less at the TV, which is my thing. It's like what I basically do at night. But I love what I watch, so I feel like I'm getting educated in some ways. However, point in case is that, yeah, it's time to be more the one-on-ones or group type of efforts coming through. I sense that very strongly. And you're open to it. You're open to it, absolutely. You might instigate that, in fact. And so the third category is that of finances, money, whatever you consider to be your wealth. The Ace of Pentacles definitely represented that. Let's see what else we can show up for you here. Ooh, what is this? Yeah, it's proper. The Knight of Swords. Bam, second sword. This is fast-moving energy. This is information, truth, fairness. It could be from an institution like a bank, or you're needing a loan, or you've been waiting on it. And yes, retrogrades will hold things back, and they may change things, and it may come about in a different way, but it will happen. And I think it's possible it's already coming through for you, and the latter details will be mixed and figured out by the end of the retrograde, more like beginning of February, I would say. It's time to do your due diligence and your detail, which you're so good at, the planning, the organizing, the looking through, the revisiting of ideas, and the subjects, or redoing a resume sort of thing as an example. I mean, the list goes on and on, but the sword's always very fast moving. So I like that in the sense that maybe you won't have to wait as long as you thought about a particular new venture or answer or communication that you're waiting on. And that's really cool. I think of the Uranus ruled Aquarius and how unexpected, maybe just like out of the blue, like, what? I'm a grandmother? I'm a what? It could be in any regard, but it's going to be about positivity. I think it's going to really transform things in a beautiful way. I really do. It just might be a little sooner than you thought. That's all I'm saying. And it will have to do with your money. So it will give you an opportunity to, once again, when it has to do with the swords, invest in the right things. Make sure you're double checking and getting rid of, extra accounts or things that you don't necessarily want anymore. I mean, it could be just nickel and diming it. I was noticing myself with a couple of channels I have on my smart TV. I'm like, man, do I really watch that? I mean, no. $10 here, $5 here, it all adds up. And that's the kind of thought process you want to be going to. With this conservational kind of energy with Taurus and yourself and Capricorn, it never hurts to let go and, purge things that aren't working, or maybe sucking up, your time, energy, or money. And the information will come through as to what the best decision is, good investments, wise things of that nature when it comes to the finances. And your well-being, making sure you're getting your checkups, okay? That does include hospitals. I'm not saying I'm a doctor. I'm not saying everyone's going to I'm not mentioning that. I'm mentioning that it's the end of the year, you're starting a new one, and it's usually time to get those regular checkups just to make sure your dental, whatever it is. And then you'll feel good, starting the new year fresh. Indicating in that beautiful ace, the new beginning of really great proportions. And your final category, Virgo, is that of surprises and wishes. And so, you know, surprises will come. They always do. Some are amazing, some are not so great. I'm sure you'll be going to birthday parties with Capricorns, and that's coming up. Or even Sagittarians. I mean, it's a holiday, and whatever you celebrate, it's that time, and it feels good, and you want to be out having a good time, and you want to just embrace it, you know, and really, really utilize this special time. But I'm curious to see by this year's end what it was that was the most important in regards to the first card overall energy that you have been wishing on, and what that will look like for you the end of this year going into the first part of the year. And your card, oh, it's the Five of Pentacles. Okay, well, this is important though. Every time I've gotten this, and I get it more than I'd like to. The Five of Pentacles is feeling less, or, you know, sad, or maybe not as healthy as you would like to be feeling. And maybe this has been going on for a while. Maybe you, like so many of us, has just been taking a lot of stuff hard. You know, I've lost, you know, family members, and a lot of us have. The most recent was in August, and that was my longest living uncle on my dad's side, and his birthday's tomorrow, which is a very special, auspicious day. It is the 12th of December tomorrow, and it is the gateway, if you will, that kind of connects very strongly in a simplistic way to the winter solstice, and the power and the strength and the belief in the higher power, and as above, so below. So, you know, there are times when we feel like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'm worthy. I don't know if I'm going to get the money I want. I don't know all the ifs, ands, and whats. We do have those times. And it seems to happen when there's emotion around things. And this is an emotional time for a lot of people around the seasons. But remember, there's that stained glass window. 5 is halfway to 10. It's nothing to, you know, sneeze at. It's a beautiful position. Remember that. Always try to be as grateful as you can for exactly what you have now, and know that you're always, all you have to do is look up and ask, and meditate or pray or stop and listen to the silence within your own self that's guiding you and helping you as well. And you'll snap out of this. Really, it's the best thing you can do. I think you're wishing for this to be the end this year, and to be in more of an optimistic point of view and mindset, which I think a lot of us feel the same way. So if you do feel this way, please realize it's a short-term emotional thing that happens to every one of us on this planet. And if you're feeling left out, or, you know, like you're not being invited to places, maybe it's because you're going to be healthier and safer. I mean, I always feel like if we think we're missing out, we're actually being protected. Is that how the saying goes? And I really fully believe that. Come to find out later that certain things have happened, and you're like, whoa, I was going to go to that party, or I was going to take that flight, you know? I mean, it's pretty amazingly incredible how we are always, always watched over, and it's always for our best good. So yeah, that's just reminding you. And it might not even be you. It might be somebody around that you're noticing feeling that way. Well, you're the person that's going to make them feel good. You know how to do that. That's what you live for. You know, you are service-oriented. You care deeply about other people. So, yeah, just know that this too shall pass, and your wishes of making that pass will absolutely come through. So you have a very kind of interesting, beautiful, and thoughtful reading, I would say, that involves a lot of the realities of life, you know, the gamut of emotions and the energies that come through all of our lives, you know, at one time or another. But you're doing so well in that overall energy of new beginning, you know, and you're creating that and helping to create that. It's exciting. I'm going to read your 2 oracle messages in finishing. The first is the beautiful Psychic for the Tarot, Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. And I love this deck. And it's very, very, very wise. And it speaks in ways that I don't, and I wish I did, but I love reading to you because it covers the chakras, depending on the card, the major arcana, which is comparable to, you know, of course, the tarot, as well as the elements. So depending on what card you get, will decide that. The message should be clear and hopefully resonate with you. It tends to very often synchronize with the reading itself and the predominance of the reading, which I'm going with the Pentacles because they're the bookends, the Ace and the 5. That's a 6. That's a balancing, you know. And if you're feeling not great sometimes, knowing that the beginnings and the trust and unlimited possibilities is always there, and that makes for a really good grounded feeling. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of this energy because of the retrograde coming too. It's a very good possibility where things get slowed down and you get a little more emotional, or, you know, things come up. They creep up again, right? And you have giving and receiving. Well, there's the 6. There's the reciprocity. There's this new year, and that's what it's really about. And what you give, you always receive. And it's a beautiful thing, especially during a holiday, and there's a 6. Isn't that something? You're very much in tune with this, and we all will be, because it will be a 6th year, and that's the vibration that will affect all of us. It'll be in a different house in our natal chart, you know, but it will absolutely represent the understanding and absolute need to find that balance in our lives, to be a better person, to feel and to be able to produce and be productive in that way, and not going crazy anymore, you know. It's just not worth it. So, and the orange happens to be, I'm going to read to you what it says, but the orange is the element, gosh, I want to say of earth. Let me double check. I should know by now, but I haven't brought this out too many times. Violet is that, indigo is that, green is that. So that would leave, yeah, I think it's the earth. Let me go back here real quick and double check it. And it doesn't surprise me whatsoever. But am I correct about that? That's the question. Because that is definitely, I'm trying to find it, and I'm gonna bear with me if you will. Nope, that's not it. So it's got to be one more back here. Isn't that something? Must be the very first one that I completely... It is. Okay, so this is under the category for orange, or red. I'm sorry, it looks orange. It's red. The Pentacles. This is you. You're in your element. You're feeling the energy. It's very, I told you, it tends to very much synchronize with the reading. So thank you, Spirit, for not making a liar out of me. I'm going to be reading what it says, and that is the keywords are balance, reward, share, and ask. When this card appears, relationships take on a loving, balanced energy. You've worked hard to understand yourself and others, and now it's paying off. You're being rewarded with joy and fulfillment. Is there someone in your life who could benefit from what you've learned around matters of the heart? Well, this is what it makes me think. You're wishing that you could put that and share that energy of knowing we're enough, and there is enough love, and there is that energy, and you want to bring that, and you will bring that, and you could possibly change that person's life forever because of it. Can I just say, my Virgo, really good friend and chiropractor, has helped me in ways that I could never have imagined, and I'm just so grateful to her. And it's a perfect example. She just does it because she's just that way. I don't even have to ask. She just, oh, well, let me look into that for you. Let me find out. And it's priceless, you know, to have that kind of energy and love around you. So anyway, take time to share your insights. Be careful though. Don't try to solve people's problems. Just be a mentor. Also, look for other ways that you can be of assistance to those around you, but be sure to only give what you can and no more, which is also keenly important for all of us, but definitely you, Virgo, who tends to maybe go above and beyond, you know, and knowing your limits, knowing your balance, okay? You're still going to do all sorts of things. You're still a beautiful, wonderful soul, but you do have to take care of yourself or you won't be able to help anybody, right? That's what I always say. And you don't want that. I know you don't. So, and that's, of course, for family and whatnot. Your family loves you to bits and you want to be there for them. So if you like what you're seeing so far, please do me a favor and hit the like button, share, definitely subscribe. It's like following. It's not, you're not going to get inundated with a bunch of emails. You don't have to pay anything. I want to do readings in the new year. I really do. And I'd like to take a couple of days a week to do that. So I'll be giving more information about that. If you're interested at all, please comment and let me know. And thank you if you do choose to decide or, you know, support me in that way, because it's very, very loving and kind, and I appreciate it so much for those that have been doing that and those that want to. Okay, so enough of that. I will finish with the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, which is about manifesting the life that you want. Okay, because you bring it into reality, because you feel it into existence. You got what it takes. We all do. And so your final message for the year 2021 is 2021. Yes, we're going into 222. I like the sound of that. I really do. It feels balanced because it, you know, 6. When I'm grateful for what I have, I can feel good along the way to what I deserve. Bam, exactly. I mean, when you're grateful for what you have, it just seems like a side effect. Things open up, but it's not why you're feeling grateful. You just feel grateful and you're thankful and you're saying it. And I have a thankful log. I write out a gratitude log every day. It's just something I've been doing for a while. Somebody introduced it to me and it makes me automatically feel better. If you want to instigate that for a New Year kind of thing, just, you know, whatever you're feeling grateful about, just, it's beautiful, and it'll just keep growing and allowing more things to come in. So that's like a mantra as well, or an affirmation. You can say it over and over. And yeah, sky's the limit. I'm really kind of sentimental and emotional and happy and joyful and excited for everybody. I look forward to coming back in January. I hope you'll be a part of my tribe at this point or that point. And in the meantime, take extremely good care. Love you and see you next year.